Hello, thank you very much for tuning into this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are listed below with websites there should be. Other than that, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and let's go ahead and get into your selection. Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. This reading is valid for whenever you come to it. Why are we? Okay. That being said, what do we have for Virgo? Why? This is something a little different. There's cards, like, what is going on here? Are things changing? It's not coming in just yet. Be the real you, showing up here. Be the real you. I gotta do what I gotta do. I get that. The stage has already been set. Okay. There is a bit of mystery with this one, which is, I normally would say Virgo's not really into the whole mystery. It's just kind of like, show me what it is so I can deal with it, and then I'll make my decisions appropriately. Virgo's usually quite like, no, facts, thank you, facts. I need facts. I will move forward with facts. And this one, I think it's been set. The plan has been set, but there is a bit of mystery already with it. Why is there mystery? Well, Virgo is very good at being supportive to the right people. Something was stuck and it needed to move forward. This is how we got out of, this is how we dislodged something. Something was stuck, and it's kind of like, it's kind of like, if I move forward with a little bit of mystery, it won't get stuck, and it's improving what I've had. Am I the most comfortable with it? No, but it's kind of like this sitting here doing nothing isn't working. It's kind of like, taking out a loan to improve something, not really knowing if I'm going to be able to do it completely, but it's kind of like, yeah, but I'll get enough of it done that it'll be livable and it'll be progress. I'm going to have to work with it. The way it's going, if I just keep it as it is, it's going to degrade and I'm going to lose value. So I kind of have to, I feel like I kind of have to. Like, not that you had to, but it kind of feels like it's like either lose value or move forward with a little bit of mystery and create something here. Is it the way you prefer it? Not really. But I kind of get this, like, I had to do what I had to do energy. You did move forward because I just keep feeling like I had to do what I had to do. And you are ironically doing well with it, but I don't feel like the structure is there. Okay. So this isn't as bad as I thought, because I keep looking at this. It's a passing, it's like the weather. It's like a storm passing. And it's kind of like, it really makes me uncomfortable. I really don't like it. It is the Ten of Swords, but the way it's passing over the reading, it's like the weather. It's kind of like, I don't like it when it's happening. I'm going to have to see what damage is done after it's over. And it's kind of like, if it's just a lot of sound and lightning, but it doesn't really cause me a lot of damage, then I guess it wasn't that bad, but I didn't like going through it. And I'm not really a fan of this moment. But you're making it through it, and you're like, this is part of that mystery. I don't really like this, but I got to do what I got to do. You are moving forward. I do feel like there's support around you with this situation. It is moving forward. The situation is moving forward. I think the Ten of Swords is more about lack of structure, lack of like, well, this is going to equal that. That's going to bring me this. That's not there. And I don't like that, is what I keep getting. But the way it's playing out, it's kind of like, I got to do what I got to do. I can't just sit here. If I just sit here, this is not going to go well. It's kind of like you see the storm coming. I could just let the windows all stay open and leave everything out in the yard. I could just let it happen and just see what happens. You're not going to do that. You're like, that makes no sense. I'm not going to leave the windows open. I'm not going to leave everything outside so it can get, rambled by the winds and all the other stuff. I'm going to go get out there. I'm going to clean things up. I'm going to shut the windows. I'm going to shut the shutters if that's what I need to do to protect the windows. If that's what I need to do, I'm going to do what I need to do because I see it happening. Because I'm not going to suffer the loss just because I'm not going to suffer the loss. I'm just not going to do that. So I'm going to do what I feel like I need to do to not suffer a loss. Although I am making gains through the whole thing too, you are making gains through this. But I feel like what I keep centering on is like, I don't want to suffer the loss, even though you are making gains. So you are doing and you are gaining and you are getting, things are improving. I keep centering on, I don't want to suffer the loss. So it's almost like, I almost want to shift. I don't want to shift the focus. I want to add to the focus. Like, all right, you don't want to suffer the loss and this makes sense and you need to plan for that appropriately. I feel like that makes sense, but I also want to add in what you're gaining, and I want to make sure I'm counting both of them at the same time and I'm realizing how this is balancing. I want to make sure I'm not just looking at that I don't want to suffer the loss, not only. In addition, we want to bring that in too, to make sure we're bringing that in too, because you are gaining things. And I feel like you're very strong and you're making it through this. I feel like this is reminding me of like a handful of people that I feel like this has been said a few times to me. I don't want to be strong. This is just what I got to do, it's ironic because that's a part of strength. It's not about wanting to do it. It's just that it needs to be done and you can do it. So you are strong. It's not like you're looking to like, oh, I'm looking for the moment so I can prove how strong I am. I don't see that. You're not trying to prove how strong you are. You just are strong and you are making it through. Face down. What is it? Ooh, don't give up on love. This situation can go more to your liking. The energy is lifting, but there's some things that have to be addressed first. You're moving past issues that aren't working. There is some restructuring that needs to happen. Some of that mystery, when it comes to light, when the day comes in, the mystery of the night passes and the day comes in, before the next night comes around, I do feel like there's some work that needs to be done because this energy is passing. Like I didn't see certain things, but now when it comes to light, it's kind of like, this is passing. Like I couldn't see everything. I did what I had to do. And then certain things come to light afterwards. That's where we're going into this next part. So hopefully that made sense. Like you did what you had to do. You got through certain things. There's a mystery here. You couldn't address certain things because maybe you didn't see that, or maybe you're like, I'm just going to center my energy over this way. But the light of day comes in and it does show up. And then you see what you don't want to see. You're like, okay, this is why I don't like the mystery, because we find stuff like this. This is why I don't like working with mysterious stuff. I don't like that. I like it to make sense. I like to see it right in front of me so I can put it where it needs to go and plan for it accordingly. So I do feel like there's a Three of Swords moment, kind of like, yeah, this is why I don't like mystery. This is why I don't like that happening that way. But this doesn't have to hold you down. There are some things where other people need to take care of their own stuff. Okay, this part is complicated. Hopefully I say it correctly. This moment, the mystery shows up, right? I see in the light of day. Okay. Here's the stronger energy that works better, that can bring you where you want to be. Be honest with yourself and being the Queen of Pentacles. All right, this is what it is. I know. This is one of those moments where I feel like I just do what I need to do and I don't ask permission. Because some of this is wrong. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to ask somebody how they want it done. I'm just going to fix it. And I'm going to take control because I don't like this. I've gone this far. I want the mystery to be solved. I want to get as minimal of a mystery as possible. I just feel like I'm not asking people. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, we're all going to get together for like lunch out in the park and I'm supposed to bring the food. And I'm like, I'm not even going to ask people what they want. I'm just going to bring what makes sense, what I think people will like. I'm going to make it really simple on myself and I'm just going to get it done. I'm not going to go through this whole thing like, what do you want? What do I need to get? I'm not going to be tripping over myself, like trying to make everybody happy. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to simply, and this is like a version, you could do that. Just make it simple. You know what? It's in the park. I know there's going to be a little barbecue thing there. Hot dogs. I have never heard anybody say they don't like hot dogs. And I know people also like hamburgers, but I'm not going to go there. That's a protein. We're going to do hot dogs. I'll bring the buns for it. I've never seen anybody not like mac salad. Sometimes people complain about the potato salad, so we're just going to do mac salad. I'm going to get a simple one. I'll get a couple bags of chips, and then I'll bring like a bag of apples. If somebody wants dessert, it's apples today. It'll make the grade. It'll be enough, and then I'll bring maybe there's water there, or I'll bring water, or whatever. It's kind of like I'm making it simple. It's satisfactory. It doesn't have to be super complicated. I'm not going to go bending over backwards. I'm not going to get, like this type of hot dog for that person, or I'm not going to get sausages and hamburgers. I'm not going to get 3 different types of chips and then like a couple different things of sandwich, cookie. I'm not going to go crazy like this. I'm making it simple. I'm deciding. I'm not asking people questions. I'm just going to bring what I bring. And I'm like, this is how it's going to be. You could try to bring other people in, but they're giving you a warning with this. Because if I start asking people and I try to bring other people in, somebody seems like they should step forward and work with you on this, but I feel like they leave you hanging. They leave you hanging. They leave you holding the bag and they leave you hanging. Because they got the 6 of Swords kind of like, oh, sure, I'll help you with that. And then they go off and they do other things. They do other things. They might have overextended themselves, or they're just kind of like, oh, Virgo has that. I'm just going to let Virgo handle that. Because they see them off doing other things they've already committed to with the 6 of Cups. They're working on other things. If you try to bring other people in or try to get people to share the responsibility with you or somebody else to take the lead, they're going to leave you holding the bag is what I'm getting. So you can do what you feel is right. Readings are for entertainment purposes only, but I'm getting like the easier way to me, and it's just an option, is just to make it simple, do it the way you want, just get it done satisfactory so you can move past it. Excuse me. The mystery keeps going with this situation. I feel like you're ending up in this other spot either way. So what is this over here? 4 of Swords is healing, and then the Hierophant shows up again. The Hierophant is showing up again with the 4 of Swords with the healing. But then it's what I got showing up on the table with the Moon card and the 8 of Wands, which is speed or something moving on quickly, something moving forward. Could be travel, could be something leaving or coming in very quickly. That energy, because I get like there's a Hierophant energy, which typically, when I think of it astrologically, sometimes it talks about Taurus. Usually Virgo and Taurus work very well together, and typically Taurus takes the lead. I'd say 9 times out of 10. But in this one, I'm getting that energy is not taking the lead. So this might be somebody who you're expecting to take the lead, and I'm getting that they're not. They're just not going to do it. Because like this is the first heads up, like what we just talked about. Like I was using a picnic in a park as an example. That's the first incident where you're going to see. Maybe you're expecting that person to step forward and do stuff, but they're going to kind of leave you holding the bag there. That's going to be the first incident where you're going to see that. It's going to happen again, and I feel like they're off. There's something where they have other obligations. I don't think they're doing it maliciously. I feel like their energy is going a different direction. And I feel with the Moon card, it's like, I don't understand why they're leaving me holding the bag. I don't understand how this is happening. But this is a moment where you're going to need to step into the spotlight. And when I say that, I don't feel like I have much of an option. I just don't feel like I have much of an option. It's kind of like I gave that analogy, the storm is coming, and it's kind of like I can just sit here and let the windows stay open and leave everything outside and just pretend it doesn't matter and just deal with the ruin afterwards. But that's kind of not really... it's not really Virgo's MO. It's kind of like, well, I can either deal with it or I can fail. It's kind of like, well, I didn't show up to fail, so this is going to be another moment where you step forward and you actually have to do what you have to do. This situation, especially where I see it going, you can slowly make peace with it, but I feel like that's why this reading is happening now. But this is one of those things where the more you take the leader role, the more you just kind of go into it, the better it goes for you and people around you. Even though it's the King of Wands, I don't feel like this is something, I'm like, I feel like I don't want to do this. But I also feel like I just keep getting stuck in this role. And it's kind of like, if I don't do it, it doesn't get done. And if I don't do it, then I suffer loss. So it's kind of like, I didn't show up to fail. So it's kind of like, no, I didn't show up to fail. So I guess here we go. This needs to be done. I guess I'm just going to go forward and do it. I keep getting that I don't really want this role, but I get like, the sooner you get used to it and you just start expecting it, you get into a pattern, you start doing what you need to do, and you will create what you need to create in the situation. Whatever this situation is, and I don't know, for some of you, maybe it's like looking forward, realizing like the longer it goes, the more of a leader. I just feel like I'm getting stuck in the leader position. Like, I don't know how to explain this other than that. It's like, it's kind of like, I don't know, this might be a bad analogy, but this is what I'm getting. It's kind of like, say you were 16 or 17 years old and you have siblings that are like, 10, 5, and 2, and then you're just left at home with them. And you're like, well, I love them, so I'm going to take care of them, but like, I didn't really want this to happen. So I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's right. I just feel like this is how I keep feeling. It's kind of like, all right, I know this has to happen. I know this needs to go. I mean, this, that, I know what needs to happen. I guess I just need to do it. And I just keep doing it. This is where the situation is going. I feel like they're giving you a heads up. For some of you, maybe that is posing some options for you. Kind of like, how deep do I really want to get into this? Is this really for me? For others of you, it may be kind of like, well, I'm already in it, so I guess it's just the sooner I make peace with it. And you are making a big difference. But I feel like the longer you're there, I just feel like I'm more committed to the role. This is creating the death card in your situation, not in a bad way, but in the sense of like, whatever you're used to life being, that seems to be going to the wayside. It's kind of like, I used to live life this other way, but now I've stepped into this leader role and I just can't seem to get out of it. You are very helpful. You're the right person for the situation. I'm not saying you want to be the person in this situation, but I feel like they're saying, no, you are a good person for it. You are capable and you're very, very strong. So I feel like they're giving you a heads up where it's going. For some of you, maybe it's to make a different decision or give you the option at least. For others of you, it's like the sooner you make peace with it, the easier it goes for you. Take it with a grain of salt. Readings are for entertainment purposes only. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.